Lisa, thanks for joining me. I'm excited to be here in Ventura County, sitting down with you guys. Just asking a few questions about your time here with Barbie Clean, the future, what it all holds, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say. So I guess we'll start from the beginning, even before Barbie Clean. And I'll simply just start by asking, what were you doing before becoming a Barbie Clean franchisee?
Well, I'm actually still a telephone tech for Frontier Communications. Prior to that, it was Verizon. I've been doing that for the last 23 years now. And Lisa was working for Edison and for 30 years, right? Wasn't it?
Something like that.
30.
Yeah,
It's all the same.
I started with the toddler program.
Anyways, but we've been successful with the Barbie Clean franchise, and hopefully real soon I'll be retiring from Frontier and expanding our business even more.
So prior to coming on board with Barbie Clean, did you ever think that self-employment was something that you'd be interested in being a part of? To me, it's kind of like there's two total separate mentalities. One is kind of like that salary, work for 9 to 5 type, and then the entrepreneurship mentality as well. Did you ever think prior to coming on board that this was something that you'd be interested in doing, or just being self-employed would be something that you'd be interested in doing at some point?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think everybody, has a dream about owning their own business for sure, and it's definitely something that I never thought would happen. But I read that magazine one day and on a plane heading to the Pacific Northwest, and read about this guy who was making money cleaning barbecues. And I got really fired up and excited about it, and that was the opening of a great opportunity. And I thought that was just perfect because I'm in customer service. I'm a technician by trade, so it was just a great fit. And I thought that Lisa and I, we could excel at this, and especially with her skills from what she used to do, it was a perfect fit.
Yeah, and it seems as though it's not just Luke or not just Lisa. It looks like it's a team effort between both of you. Maybe take a second, kind of go off script a little bit. Take a second and tell me about your kind of like day-to-day duties, each of you, and how it comes together as one to create what you've created so far.
Why don't you go ahead and say something, Lisa?
Well, I'm the office manager right now. So in my previous career, I was analyst and project manager. So everything I do in the office is to run the business is what I take care of. So it's scheduling, the finances, the part ordering, employees, payroll, and all of that. Okay. And so we call it the front of the house. Okay. And Luke does the back of the house. So he, does deal with the employees, does a lot of the repairs, ordering parts as well, making sure that, the correct parts are installed. And so that's the way we look at it. And because we both come from a restaurant background as well, we both have a love for cooking, and he has one for barbecuing. So that's where we get that terminology from, the front of the house and back of the house and all of that. So that's how we look at it, and that's how we run.
Cool. And I think what's unique about Luke is that, like he mentioned a second ago, he still has his full-time job with Frontier. What does your day-to-day and maybe even like week look like, juggling what you're doing there and having to run the back of the house, like you mentioned, here with Barbie Clean?
Well, you know what? It's always, I'm always on the go. I'm always working. But what's great about it is I have a great team here. I have great technicians. I have my brother, Matt, and I have my son-in-law, Buzz, who, and my daughter-in-law, Janelle. They take care of it while I'm not here. Buzz, he goes ahead and takes care of the techs, sees them out, takes care of the repairs. And then on my days off, I'm busting the move, coming in and working just like these other guys, cleaning, repairing, and making sure that the business is running good for the technicians, and making sure that they have what they need. Customer service, dealing with our customers. So I think we have a great team here. Like Lisa said, she takes care of the front of the house. That's, to me, that is the biggest part of this business is to make sure it's running on the day-to-day operations are running
Absolutely.
good. Yeah.
Cool. You mentioned being on an airplane, reading the magazine. I believe it was an Entrepreneur magazine. Take me back to kind of like when you read it and the thoughts that were going through your head. What ultimately was like the burning thing that you're like, let's do it. This sounds amazing. This is something I want to do. This is something I see being my future. What when you read that, what went through your mind?
I go, this is brilliant. I go, this is incredibly brilliant. This is so unbelievably, who would have thought you could make money cleaning a barbecue? And, I got so freaking excited about it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go home and I'm going to clean my barbecue. This cannot be hard. I'm going to figure this out right now. And so I went to the Home Depot and I bought a bunch of stuff, and I made the biggest freaking mess using a water hose, using degreaser, just got it all over and then you know what? I said, you know what? There's a process. And but I do remember when I got off that plane that day and went to Buzz and Janelle's house, the first thing I did was look up Barbie Clean. And I saw a video of you, and I said, oh my God, I'm so fired up. And these guys are thinking I'm nuts, cleaning barbecues, to make money cleaning barbecues. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I just got excited, and I just said, you know what? This is so unbelievably brilliant that yes, you can. And knowing that my customer service skills and knowing that I'm a technician by trade, so this is a shoo-in.
Yeah.
This is a perfect fit. And so I just got excited and checked your video. And my whole concern was that somebody already got Barbie Clean Ventura County, and I was like freaking out. I'm like, holy crap! Maybe somebody has the county that I want, that I live in. And so thank God they did.
Well, thank God they didn't. I'm glad you guys were the ones to take it over. But yeah, going back to what you were saying.
For me, and I've said it 1,000 times, I'll say 1,000 more. What I love about it is it's so similar
to a window cleaning or carpet cleaning, right? It's a service that customers want to have done but don't want to do themselves.
Right.
But the difference being that obviously if I look down, there's a spot on my carpet or there's spots in my window, I know that I could go to the internet and find someone to do it. I'll probably find 500 people to do it.
Right.
So that's the exciting part also about Barbie Clean is that it's kind of incumbent upon us to get people to realize that our service exists, and when they do, they're going to be a customer. So it's super exciting about that. That's great. I love that answer. So take me back, if you would, to when you got started 5 years ago. I think we just said. Tell me about your strategies to get the business going, kind of in that first year. What were you telling yourself? What were some thoughts that you had in your mind? Or did you write it down on paper? Are you a business plan type of guy? What was it that you did to get the business started initially?
It's kind of a little of both. We did have a business plan in mind, but the main thing was customers. We just thought, how are we going to get these customers? We need people to sign up for this. And so we sought out some magazines and that we used to get in the mail, and we thought, you know what, this is good. This one it looks like it's a good one. We tried it out, and it ended up being gold for us. It brought in a lot of our customers, and so that's what we started. We started with them, started another magazine, and then just the whole online social media and all that was just how we started getting started, and they just started coming in. So it was awesome.
So kind of a little bit of both. You put a plan in place.
Right.
Obviously, we spent time at training, kind of figuring out a plan, going over kind of the best ways for you to get started.
Right.
And you came home, implemented them, and like you said, it was gold. It all worked out really well. That's great. And how about kind of on the back of the house side in terms of you started cleaning, if I remember correctly,
yes.
And then soon after you brought in Matt, and then how did that kind of, the technical side, the cleaning side, how did that work initially, like kind of straight out of the box?
Right. So the process took me a while to get it going and get out to a customer's house and clean my very first grill. That was a process in itself. I'll just say Matt and I did one of our first grills together.
Okay.
And we went out to this house out here, just down the street from here, actually. It's a guy named Barry. Barry had this Weber Genesis.
Ugh, Weber's are the worst.
Yes, and you know, we we spent probably about 6 hours trying to get this bottle metal cleaned up, and it was just not going to happen. We took the steamer to it, and we were there. And finally, Barry said, "You know what? Are you guys?" It's like it's 7 o'clock at night, and you know, I said, "You guys need some light." And I go, "Oh my God!" And you know, he was a great customer. You know, he actually went ahead and tipped us. He says, "You guys did a phenomenal job." And you know, Matt and I go, "We definitely got to get this down to better than 6.5 hours of cleaning a grill."
Right.
So, but you know, it was our first time, and we were excited because you know what, and I was excited that wow, we did our first customer, and
He called us back every year since.
yeah,
Called us
and
back.
actually he's in
Until he
Arizona.
moved away.
Yeah, he's in Arizona
He's in
now.
Arizona
So you know, we turned him on to the barbecue clean out there, and but you know, it's been a it's been a story. It's been a process, and what I'm excited about is that I have technicians now, and I'm not doing the cleaning so much anymore. I'm more of on the marketing side. This is the back of the house. I get involved with the marketing. I get involved with hiring the employees, and most of all, I have the joy of still working out in the field like I did with the phone company.
That's cool. That's great. You have more to say? Okay. You talked about the magazines. Tell me about 1, 2, 3, however many you want to give. Other tactics that you currently employ to bring in new clients. What else are you doing to bring them in? Obviously, and then also maybe speak to what you're doing to keep the old customers coming back.
Right. Well, I mean, one of the things that Lisa does, we generate those emails on the CRM every 3 months, every quarter?
9 months, 6 months, a year, and then contract customers too have really helped us. So we've gotten a lot of contract customers with apartments and people selling memberships. We have these memberships now that we sell, and that's been doing really well too. Right, absolutely. And then on the social media side, Yelp's been a good component for us, and Google Ads, the Facebook. Even next door, Instagram. I mean, there's a bunch of them. I mean, and they all help us out. And that's what I highly recommend to anybody who wants to, get, start up a franchise. You definitely want to, hit the social media scene. And in fact, one of the cool things that I do here with the techs is because, not only do we take care of them well, but I pay them spiffs. So they get a social media 5-star review. I give them $10. If they do a membership, we give them another amount of money. But I'm always trying to put money back into the techs, and they get excited because, hey, you know what? I can make more money than what he's also paying me. On top, I can make more. Yeah. So
that's interesting, and I think we've talked about it before in terms of breaking your company up into a before unit, during unit, and after unit. I think you just hit all three of them right there. Obviously, the before unit is kind of like the marketing and bringing customers in. The during unit is what you just talked about, is getting the people that work for you, the grill experts, the technicians, to do just a great job out in the field, and it's what you provide. And then you spoke to the after unit, which is getting in touch with the customers over and over through our proprietary CRM that sends out the automated emails. I think that's great. But the bottom line is, you named all kinds of great things to be able to reach customers, but every one of them take a little bit of effort, right? So we have to set the time aside to employ all those great
We've
things.
actually partnered too with one of our local sports bars, and so we put up some signage up there. They have tile roofs, or ceilings, and so we advertise there. And then we're starting another campaign with some coasters. So they're going to start handing out our coasters with Barbie Clean on them. So that's another fun thing we're doing.
Yeah, and they flip it over, and there's a QR code, so they lead it right to our site.
Right.
So exactly.
That's funny. My next question was going to be to ask you, over the years, what was your favorite marketing scheme you implemented? Something tells me a coaster that people put beer on
Right.
is
Right.
probably your favorite marketing scheme, right?
Right.
No,
It's-
we're hoping it's going to be good. I think it is going to be good. But
Yeah.
I think my favorite marketing scheme
Uh-huh.
was our email blast. When
Oh
COVID
yeah,
hit.
that's right. When COVID
That
hit.
one was really good.
Just to
And-
past customers.
Yeah, to everybody that we had, and
We must have. How many? How many?
it was a lot, but
It's a
we
lot.
just said, we're all in this together. We're still here.
That's
We know
right.
you're spending a lot of time at home, and let's get your barbecue clean so that you have something clean and healthy to cook on. And it blew up. It was really, really cool.
I love to hear that because, as you know, the best customer is a repeat customer.
Mhm.
So the fact that just a simple email, just showing a little bit of sympathy for what
Right.
everyone was dealing with, and,
Right.
and
Yeah.
the amount of calls or responses that came in, I think I love that. I love to hear that. I don't think enough people in any business talk about their previous customers. In fact, I think AT&T just recently, sorry, I know that's one of your competitors, they just put out that their new marketing plan is that old customers get the same deals as new customers.
Right.
I hate the whole, the direct TV thing where
Mhm.
new customers come on in, $29 a month, while I'm sitting at home flipping through my channels for $180.
Right.
Like, this ain't working,
Right.
right? These people need to take better care of their existing customers, obviously while bringing in the new at the same time. So I love to hear that that's something that you guys focus on and you're finding success from.
I think too. Also, is that because of the whole crazy time we've had this whole year with everybody. I think being a niche business and just showing compassion for our customers. They have went ahead and said, wow, these guys do such a fantastic job, and they just go ahead and they refer us on, refer us to their other customers. It doesn't have to be on social media. We have people call us up and say, hey, you know what, Cindy went ahead and referred us to you guys. And she says, you guys did a great job. And what we do in return is that we give that customer that referred us, we give them $25 off their next cleaning because of that referral. But I think it's just been a great opportunity for everyone to see what we do, and we do a great job.
Well, referrals are a testament to that.
Yeah.
That's why they wouldn't refer you if you weren't doing a good job.
Right.
So
Right.
it's-
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. That's great. Let's talk about where you're at right now in terms of staffing, what you've created. I mean, obviously we're sitting in your new building, which is amazing. Tell me about your staffing, growth to this point, and how exciting it's been to get to this point. And then from there, I'm going to segue into what you see in the future. But we'll start with where you're at today.
Wow, it's a different time now, from when we started to where we are now. I mean, we started with one car and one truck, and now I have 5 cars and one truck. I have 5 technicians now, and I'm hiring probably 3 more. So it's and probably have to get a couple more cars if I'm doing that. But it's just a different time now. We're able to employ people. We're able to definitely make this business grow even bigger than it ever thought it would be. Revenue wise, profit wise, it's just right. I mean, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
To go from one employee, which was his brother, and we had him for a while. We still do, but just to stick
Just
with one
one.
employee, and then when the business just started
Right.
taking off, then it was we just had to start hiring. So now here that we're in the office, we have an admin assistant now, and we're probably going to have to be getting another one because it's just a little bit too much now with everything. But it's a good thing.
Growth
like
is
he
good.
always says, it's
Yes.
a good problem to have. So
it's always a good problem to
we're
have
very
when
grateful.
when your phones are ringing and people are calling and when can you get us in? When's our next appointment? When can you get out there, or when can you get that new grill in? It's like, wow. I mean, and when we started, it was like we'd look at our phone and go,
Come
on,
ring
ring,
already?
man.
Ring already. Yeah.
So we've been very blessed, and we're very grateful for the opportunity that you know, thank God that I saw that magazine, and thank God I was able to meet you. So
Yeah.
thank you.
No, it's been great, and I obviously feel the same way about you guys. It's been a great friendship and a great
Yeah.
working relationship as well. So last thing, we talked about where we're at currently. Obviously, you've just expanded into another territory, which is awesome and very exciting, into the South San Fernando Valley. I wish it wasn't such a tongue twister, but
Right.
in the South San Fernando Valley, basically everything from you're already in Calabasas, but basically Woodland Hills all the way into Toluca Lake, all along the 101 freeway here in Southern California. So that's very exciting, and obviously that fits into what I'm about to ask. And that's what's your plans for the future with Barbie Clean. Obviously that's in the very immediate future, and where do you see, let's just say 5 years from now, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Wow, you know, 5 years from now, I know I'll be definitely retired from Frontier. This business will be, you know, just off the hook, I believe, you know, from the customer base that we have. You know, I foresee, you know, from right now, we had one leap from when we started to where we are now, and I think it's just going to be a huge leap. I'm looking at, you know, maybe 10 cars, you know, maybe definitely, you know, a lot more technicians, a lot more cleanings per day, you know, and of course, you know, expanding the business as well too. So, you know, I think that, you know, it's just going to be a different business. You know, I'm excited. Aren't you excited?
Yeah, we definitely see a showroom in the future, so
That's
we can
right.
That's
start
exciting.
having. We get a lot of customers now that want to come to our office and say, "Can we come and see a grill?" So that's something we're definitely
Exactly right.
planning to have a showroom out here and sell grills directly from here too. So it'll be.
Yeah, you know, it's you know, we're excited about this year because we went ahead and tied into a bunch of vendors that, you know, in the very beginning we couldn't even touch, and now, you know, these vendors are coming to us. Hey, can you do these warranty calls? You know, whether it's Lynx or Fire Magic, whether it's DCS, whether it's, you know, Twin Eagles. I mean,
Yeah.
now they're coming to us, and we're networking with some big players now. So we're just excited, and I think in 5 years down the road, like she says, we're going to have a showroom, and we're going to have more employees, and it's just going to be it's just going to be awesome, right?
Well, I, for one, am very excited to take that ride with you guys. I'm very excited to see where we're at in 5 years, but I'm just as excited to see where you're at now. 5 years in. We're basically 5 years in. And you've come from a one-man guy who's thinking about doing this kind of part-time with his brother to where you're at now. So I'm super excited. I'm very thankful for you guys.
Thanks, Bryan.
And like I said, very excited to see where we're at 5 years from now.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me out here in Ventura County.
Sure.
And
Absolutely.
I won't be a stranger. I'll be back soon.
Please.
Thanks, buddy.
Please do.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.